Good morning, good morning, good morning, team. Hopefully everybody out there is boom, boom, booming this morning. Guys, that's my playlist. If I would have had the video on, y'all would have saw me making a fool out of myself with all my boom, boom, pow dancing over here. But good morning, good evening. I know we got people all over the place. If you can see me, if you can hear me, somebody type into the chat, boom, boom. That way I can make sure everybody is on pace here. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, I tell you, I've been so fired up. I've been so excited. I know some people are like, I can't believe this guy's waking up early in the morning playing some boom, boom music. Absolutely. Boom, boom music. Guys, we have been absolutely having a phenomenal time. And I don't know if you're like me and maybe you are, maybe you're a little bit different, but I've been telling people that I have not been able to really sleep. My body has been telling me, says, boy, you need to go get some rest. But my mind has been saying, you've got too much to do. And my mind has been winning over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's what my mind has been doing and saying, hey, man, listen, keep doing what you got to do. So, and everybody's been saying, you got to get you some sleep. You know, my assistant, Anna, many of you know Anna, she's been telling me, hey, listen, go take care of yourself, get you some sleep. And I'm like, you need to talk to my body, not to my mind. My body, I mean, talk to my mind, not my body, because my mind is not allowing me to sleep at all. Woke up early this morning, fired up, had my playlist on. I've got all kind of boom, boom music going on right now. And just really fired up, guys. So I know we've got a lot of people here on the calls here. So let me see if I can do something real quick. 1 second. I'm trying to make sure I can watch all of my Facebook comments and whereas I don't interrupt it. Let's see here. Countdown for freedom. I am live now. So you guys can, there we go. Uh-oh. I've got all kind of boom, boom music. Okay, so I can see the Facebook comments. There we go. All right, cool. All righty. So that way I can see both of my comments here and hopefully I'm not interfering. There's no feedback. All righty, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I get inspired by. When I see them hearts and when I see them thumbs up, I get fired up. Y'all might make me put some boom boom music back on. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to everyone that's here. This is HB in the house, and I am very, very excited to be your trainer today and really go into some information today that's going to be very helpful for a lot of the field. Today is going to be some basic stuff that we actually cover today. I'm also going to do something today that for some of you, it was probably going to be breathtaking or refreshing, I'll say. And that is, I'm going to give you a tour of your iGo site because so many of you have actually sold this iGo site. Uh-oh, I see Wally on there. So that means that I have to speak slow. Wally told me last week, she says, Holton, can you slow down a little bit, please? She says, those of us who don't speak English can't understand you. And so, Wally, this is for you and all of my people who are a little smarter than me. And why do I say smarter than me? I always tell people, if ever you hear somebody speak with an accent, it typically means they speak one more language than you do. So I will try to speak a little slow. I know I've got Daniel who's over there translating as well. So for those of you who see me speaking slow, if you see me speaking slow, it's not because something's wrong with me. It's going to be because I'm being considerate of all of my family out there who's listening to this through translation. And let's see, I'm trying to get everything set up the right way here. There we go. I didn't like the way I was looking on Facebook Live. But anyway, but yes, we've been having just an incredible time, and it's been really, really, really refreshing to see so many people who've been out there selling a program, and you don't even know what it looks like. You've actually taken our word on it that it actually works. And I can tell you one of the great things that I'm excited about is not only that it works, but every time I've been doing Zoom meetings and I've been following my own advice, by the way, if you don't know, what is my own advice? I sent out into the group, and I'm going to see if I can some kind of way publish it, or maybe have maybe I'll have my buddy know who they are right now. I don't know who my buddy is today, but we've got this buddy system going on, and I like for my buddy to publish my little 10-minute, there's a little 10-minute video or clip of about an hour and a half that I did. It's actually called How to Launch. And hopefully he'll post it, the clip of it and share it in the Facebook Live here. And maybe, I don't know if he can share it on the Zoom, but if he can post that into the Facebook, How to Launch. And I challenge all of our leaders to go out there and watch that and make that be on their playlist. And I challenge them to watch it, I think 10 or 100 times. I don't know how many, because that's what I use to launch. Okay. The last time I launched a business, it was a little over 10 years ago. And I believe that the success of your business is how you begin it. Okay. How you start. Here's what happens though. Sometimes people will sign the application today, but they don't start until 6 months later. Uh-oh, what do you mean? They will sign the application today. They will call 5 or 6 people. They'll come to every meeting. They'll even do a few things, sponsor a few people, but they don't actually start the business until 6 months from now. Some of them will sign the application, but they won't start until maybe 2 years from now. You don't actually start the business in terms of, you don't actually launch the business. You don't actually launch until you start to believe. That is really when your business is in launch mode. And so everyone who's here right now, you actually have a moment and an opportunity to launch with a team that knows how to do it probably better than any other team that I've ever seen in this industry of network marketing. And I say that with pride, not with ego, because it's just what we do. It's just one of the things that we've actually mastered. And so take that little 10-minute clip, and I'm probably going to, what I should have done even in my last, when I launched before and my coffee business, one of the things that kind of bothered me a little bit is I never saw members on my team, in our team, and we had a large team, millions of people. I never saw them use that video ever. Nobody ever came and talked to me about it. They come and say, hey, I saw the video, but they never say that they trained their people with it. But as I looked around and I saw in the industry, I saw some companies, organizations made it mandatory. That's what they actually trained on, how to launch. And so I can just tell you that there was a zone at that moment that I was in, and that zone is now been multiplied and amplified probably by 100 now in terms of the energy that I feel. And so go take a look at that and say, we'll see if my buddies here can actually load that into so that way everybody can actually watch it and pay attention. And it's really going to give you an insight on what you need to do, the belief zone that you should be in, the thought process that you should be in, if you're really looking to build a major business. And so my entire philosophy from that was, if I had it to do all over again, what would I do? People would always ask me that. My answer was, I would believe much bigger, much sooner. Okay. And that's why I say people will sign the application today, but they won't actually launch their business, or they won't actually get started until 6 months later. And typically it happens somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 a month is where people start to believe. Okay. I saw Tanisha posted into the Zoom chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But I really want you to help you build your belief. So I'm going to show you some of the site. And I know some of you just want a lot of facts right now. And we're going to give you some of the facts as well, because you deserve that. And it's okay. So I'm not the type that's going to tell you, don't worry about that right now. Just go build. You've got a responsibility. You have a reputation and a name to uphold. And we want to help you with that as well. So Several updates that we'll give you today. One of the updates that we're hoping to give you before I finish this call is an update on being able to go back to the Countdown for Freedom website. And when you go back to it, you'll probably see something a little bit different, okay? I can tell you that we've got an incredible team. That team is working like crazy right now to make things happen. They are, guys, it's amazing what I see happening all around, and the team and the number of hours that the people are putting in. I want you guys to know that this process and this project has been birthed from a vision that I had a long time ago. And I never knew how it was going to be delivered. That's why you got to really pay attention, and you got to keep your eyes on the boomerang. What do I mean by that? Boomerang is really just a concept of giving. That's why we named that product, that concept, we call that product Boomerang, because you go out and you give out goodwill, and guess what happens? Goodwill comes back to you. Well, I started believing for a concept that could challenge the entire industry of network marketing a while ago, really years ago. And this was probably 4 or 5 years ago that I started believing for it. And I knew it was going to be done by consumers. I didn't have any idea at that time, all of the how. I figured out some concepts, but I've been working on this concept in my mind for a long time, wondering what's going to take place. How am I going to challenge the entire industry of network marketing? I saw a gap in the marketplace that could be filled, and I wanted to be the one who could fill that gap. And lo and behold, in an industry that I thought I'd never be in, which was travel. Why? Because in the traditional network marketing businesses of travel, what happens is most people become what they call referring travel agents. Whereas the whole business is that you have a website and you start asking people to go to your website so that you can actually make a small commission when they book travel through your website. Well, the only benefit to your customer is that they're doing a friend a favor. Prices were the same. There weren't any difference in the prices. The customer wasn't saving any money, and the commissions that you were making were pretty small. And the only income that was really being earned was from the distributors who were part of the network. And when you're only earning income off of internal consumption, that's not good. It's just now a wholesale buying club. What does that mean? It means that the distributor who gets involved that cannot recruit, they don't have the same opportunity or same earning power as you do. That's why we said the old model is that only the strong recruiters win. And so I wanted to have a concept whereas the not only the strong, but the consumer or the distributor who didn't have strong recruiting skills could actually win as well. So what does that mean? What can you expect? Well, here's what you can expect. You can actually expect at our conventions, okay, at our events that we're going to have, and we're going to have some large ones, I can tell you that. You're going to see recognition, and we're real big on recognition, and we're going to have people come across our stage and you won't even know who they are because they won't necessarily be, the big recruiters, but there'll be people who have used this concept of giving, and there'll be some of the top earners, 6-figure earners as well. I took a concept from a lady who is a travel agent right now, and she loves being a travel agent. She loves the travel business, and she looked at her portfolio of consumers that she's got, of customers. And here's what she noticed with all the customers is that a portion of her business, not all, a portion of her business is a perfect profile for our product. And that profile, that portion of her business, she's now going to actually set all of them up with a Boomerang site. Okay, when this site goes live, she's going to set them up with the Boomerang site. When she sets them up with a Boomerang site, here's what's going to take place. From the history of bookings that she already has in place, her income is actually increasing 10 to 12 times what she was earning before. 10 to 12 times, okay? Now, this is not to go target travel agents and tell them to stop being a travel agent, because travel agents also book a lot of groups. Well, we have a referring travel agent program here as well, and an Extreme Travel, which we have as our backbone, is a host agency. So people who just want to be travel agents, guess what? Sign them up with Extreme. So if you see something saying Extreme Travel Agent Opportunity, that's not in competition with us. That's what we want, okay? Our travel agency is a host travel agency, and we've got now, I believe it's somewhere close to 3,000 different travel agents that actually tie into Extreme and use Extreme as the backbone, because you don't see travel agent storefronts anymore. There's no such thing as brick and mortar travel agents. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you can go down some travel destinations and drive down the street and you'll see an X travel agency, and people will walk in to say, hey, listen, could you book me a trip? This was before the internet became so popular. So she looked at her portfolio and she says, wow, this segment of people, I only book like single, rooms for them, or just vacations for them. And they can do this on their own, and I'll make money from the savings instead of just the commissions I make there. But my groups, I'll make a lot of money with my groups, because we're not doing major groups through our Boomerang site. So your Boomerang site is not designed for booking for 50 people or 100 people. That's what we have Extreme for, okay? We're gonna train you, not today, but we'll train you later on how to go through and utilize Extreme. So if you've got people if you know somebody who's getting married, if you know somebody who says our church is going on a cruise, any big group travel that's out there, whether it's 100 people or whether it's 50 people, whatever it may be, we'll handle it all. We have the people to put on the ground. We'll handle all of it. And then what we'll do is we'll actually take you and then give you a percentage of what those commissions are. And that's how you'll actually earn as well, okay? So there's people who are in love with being able to do that, and we keep that opportunity available for all of them, okay? So that's pretty cool. Now, what was I talking about in terms of, keeping your eyes on the Boomerang? Well, I threw this goal out of being able to challenge the industry. I never would have done travel ever again in my life in network marketing, because I'm like, there's no money into the travel. Okay, I never would have done it. And I never would have owned my own company. I just didn't. I had no desire whatsoever to start a network marketing company. Most of the time I earned more than the owners of the company. That's not an ego statement. It's just, it's true. And I've got some people in my house here that didn't know that they were here. So that's my protector over there, letting me know I've got some visitors that I didn't know about. So if you hear my dog, he's outside now. So, but anyway, that's Jet. Okay, so anytime you hear Jet, that's the man of the house. So and he's got a mean bite too. He's got a mean one. So, but anyway, so I never would have done travel as a business. I never would have owned and started a company at all. But you've got to be very careful what you toss out in the universe. And when you toss it out, the universe has a very canning way or distinguished way of coming back to reward your diligence and your discipline. I'm very disciplined when I set a goal or I put an affirmation out there, extremely disciplined on it. I don't say things that I don't intend to happen at all. So when I speak about things that I believe in. And so I know that my words, I'm very careful with my words. There's several books that I've read, and that's why I'm very careful with my words. I read books that I've studied, like Hung by the Tongue, A Creative Force, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Many of those are books that I've read that have developed my own, my method of being able to give. So when I speak, those words you give, those words are thrown out there into the universe, and what you speak is actually going to come back to you. And so I've been speaking this solution, but I thought it was going to come in the form of something different. And lo and behold, that boomerang came right back to me, and it came back in two things that I said I'd never do. I'd never do travel, and I'd never own my own company. And but I was prepared. You know, I caught the boomerang, and so it's not always my job to decide the path. It's my job to decide the purpose. And so I want you to always get focused on your purpose. Your path sometimes may change, but your purpose should always remain the same. Okay, your path will change, but your purpose should always remain the same. So I'm actually grateful, and that's why I say that when this came back, I knew it wasn't me. So I don't take credit and say this is HB's company. It's not. I am not the owner, if you will, of the company. You are the owner. Our TSAs, you guys own the company. Okay, I'm the steward. I am the steward. And I really believe that with every bone in my body. I believe it in my heart and in my mind that I've been given this responsibility to oversee what actually is the industry changing company, something that will change the entire way companies look at business, something that will change the way the entire network marketing looks at its distributors and how they treat their distributors. Okay. So that's just what we're all about. And so for those of you who don't know me, I can't wait to get to know you. I can't wait to get to know your family. This is a family business. Okay. One of the things that you won't ever hear at our events, you're not going to hear dirty jokes. You're not going to hear us, from stage using profanity and just tasteless delivery of a presentation. It's just not who we are. I want everybody to feel that you can bring your pastor, your grandmother, your mother, your daughter, your little 5-year-old daughter to one of our events, and you won't have to say, okay, honey, close your ears because here's when he's going to tell this dirty joke. You're just not going to experience that. Okay. People say, well, why? That's just who we are as people. Erlene and I come from a foundation of parenting that we were always taught on how to treat people the way that they wanted to be treated. So most people talk about the golden rule and treat people the way you want to be treated. Well, we've changed that up to the platinum rule. We'll treat people the way they want to be treated. And so you'll never hear us get into politics, regardless of who's in office. Have our opinions and stuff like that, but we'll never use the stage to promote our political agenda. We're not going to use this platform to promote our spiritual agendas or anything. Now, here's the thing about who we are. I believe that if you can't see who we are by our walk and what we do, why should I get on stage and tell you I'm a this or I'm a that or hey, I'm a Christian? I don't have to. If you can't tell what my beliefs are, then I'm not doing a good enough job at being it. One of the biggest things that bothers me is when people come and tell me and they think that it's going to impress me and they say, hey, listen, I hear this all the time, guys. I'm very candid now. I speak the way that I speak, and I don't apologize for it. But people come up to me all the time. Hey, HB, I'm a Black businessman. Well, okay, I know you're Black because I'm Black too. But I don't do business with you because you're a Black businessman. I don't do business with you because you're a Christian businessman. I do business with you because you're a businessman. And I am a businessman who happens to be African American. I'm a businessman who happens to be a Christian. But that's not what I go and promote and use the stage for. And so I hope that you follow that same agenda as you start to have platforms, because people are coming here for freedom. They're coming here for an opportunity. And hopefully we influence them on how to treat people and how to be, but I don't want to influence them on trying to be like me or to believe in what I believe in, okay? So I want to teach you to believe how I believe, but not necessarily what I believe, all right? often you'll see me get on my little tangents. That's kind of what I do to get warmed up in my trainings. I don't have a plan for this stuff, but it's just what I do. So if you've been following me, you know that HB, you know, it's kind of like a car, one of those old school cars. When you crank that thing up, you can't just crank it up, put it in drive and go. You crank that baby up and you gotta, you know, let it sit for a little bit. It's in idle high. And then after about 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending on what season it is, if it's winter, it's gonna take you about 8 minutes. So I'll never forget, I would have to go down. We had this Ford Granada. It was two-tone. It was white and rust, real rust though. And we had this what was it called? Those tops, those vinyl tops, rag top. We had a rag top, and the rag top, it had like body cancer. It was like eaten all the way through, and it was the rag top was just sagging down inside the car, and I'd have to drive and hold I'd have to drive and hold my hand like this, because the material, even from the inside ceiling, would just loop down. The glue had come loose, and it just looped down, and it would get in front of my eyes every now and then when I was driving. I mean, that's how bad it was, all right? But I don't know what I was talking about with regard to the car, but that's, here's what happened. My mom would send me down, and I would have to go 30 minutes early to go and crank the car up. Some of y'all can't relate to that, okay? I would have to go 30 minutes early, and this was before I could drive. And I was so excited because here, I got the keys. She said, go warm the car up, boy. And I get the keys and I go get in that car and I crank that baby up, and I sit behind that steering wheel, and I'd be hitting the pedal, and I'd be giving it gas. I couldn't put it in drive, and I'd just be giving it gas. And by the time she got dressed and ready to take me to school, and my brothers, guess what? Car is warm, you know. Today, you know, all y'all rich folk, y'all don't have to deal with that. You know, y'all just getting y'all cars a day, and you can crank the car up from your house, you know, hit that button. You know, I see Sam Bean, he does it all the time. I know he used to crank that car up, and the car is sitting way over there. And we wondering who cranked that car up, and all this modern technology we got today. So, but anyway, that's kind of how I do. So, but that's what you're going to see, guys. You're going to see a philosophy. That's who we are. We're not going to change. We don't apologize for it at all. And when you have a philosophy prevents you. A philosophy keeps you on principle, and principle keeps you from wandering to the left, and it keeps you from wandering to the right. Because if you don't have a philosophy, you'll become what we call a wandering generality. And a wandering generality very seldom accomplishes anything. So we're very specific. We know where we're going to go. We are so focused right now. The cool thing about it is this dream of this company started a long time ago, but the workings of putting this company together didn't start until recently. It really didn't. And so we are so far ahead of where we thought we should have been, given the time that we put in place, that it's amazing. So hats off to the team that we have. Everything that we do here has definitely been a team effort. You're going to be able to meet the team here on the 9th at the event. Now, here's the thing I want to mention as well. If you remember when I announced the event, if you go back and listen to the tape, we made a little mistake, but we honored that mistake, and it's not a big deal whatsoever. I announced that the tickets were $49, okay, $49, and on the site went up, I think, $39. No big deal, okay? So, but we also mentioned that we also mentioned that at the door will be a certain price as well. Well, now that we have gotten towards a certain number of tickets that were sold, even $10 cheaper than what we had intended, we are after tonight on Sunday, the ticket prices actually will go up. Okay, so we'll make tickets full price. So if you intend on being there, go ahead and get your ticket, because ticket prices will actually go to $59. Okay, $59 is what their ticket prices are going to be, effective midnight tonight Central Standard Time. Okay, midnight tonight Central Standard Time. So go ahead and get your tickets. Now, here's the thing that I would recommend as well. I recommend that you get tickets for people that you're planning to bill for. Okay, right now you can get them for $39. If you got the bandwidth, and that means if you got the financial ability, to get more than one ticket, or maybe you just enrolled yesterday, okay? Maybe you just enrolled yesterday. Somebody just asked a question, what if they bought, let me see what that question is. What if I bought 2 tickets, but my partner cannot make it now? Here's what I would do if I were you. If you bought 2 tickets, but your partner can't make it now, what I would do, okay, here you have a couple of options. You can think the way we used to think. And that is, okay, let me have the company solve this issue for me. Or we can think in advance, and we can do that boom, boom thinking. And that is, think about, am I going to build the business? Am I prepared for an explosion in my organization? Am I, between now and the 9th, can I have a new person in my business come to the event? And that way you say, you know what, I've got a ticket already for my brand new person that I'm going to sponsor. So now, before ticket prices go up, I've already bought that ticket. And so now I can sell them that ticket at $39 instead of the $59, okay? So that's one way that you can actually solve that issue. So if your partner can't make it, whatever it is, you know, be a solutions-oriented person. Do we refund the tickets? No, we don't refund the tickets, and it's not necessarily because we don't want to, you know, do the refund deal or whatever it is. It's just kind of solve your own issues when it comes to that. What we've done is we plan for it. We put the money out in advance and we plan for it. So try to solve your own issue if you can. I believe you can. We are networked. Talk to some of the people in your organization, or talk to some of your upline or whatever it is. And if you've got extra tickets, say, hey, listen, guys, you know, I bought 10 tickets. 8 of my people are already gone. I've got 2 tickets left over. So if anybody wants them at the cheaper price, you can do that, okay? So I always want us to get us in mode of thinking to solve our own challenges, okay? The company can solve them, but you don't grow when the company solves your challenges. Only you grow when you find a solution to solve your own challenges, okay? Now, somebody says, or you can go out there and prospect and sow a seed. You can do that as well and do that. But what I'd rather you do, if that's your issue, is I go out there and plan to build a business, okay? So I want you to imagine if you own the McDonald's franchise, and let me share something with you. The average McDonald's franchise will bring about $150,000 of net income to the owner, each franchise, on the average. And I want you to always do this, and I'm not necessarily getting, just getting on that one person who asked that question. I'm just sharing a concept so everybody can understand. If you own the McDonald's franchise, number one, you pay $1 million for the franchise license, okay? And then you've got the leases and the employees and things of that nature. Now, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to buy your own hamburger buns. When you buy your own hamburger buns, and here's what's gonna happen. At some point, you're gonna get to the point of, well, your hamburger buns are about to expire. You won't be able to call the McDonald's corporation up and say, will you take these back because I have too many, more than I can use. So as an entrepreneur, what McDonald's would do is sometimes they run specials. Why? You ever see those 2-for-1 burgers? You get 2 Big Macs for $2 or whatever it is. And that's how they get rid of it. They become business entrepreneur thinkers. And so those are different ways that you can actually solve those issues. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the business. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you can do in terms of getting started. I want to talk to you right now about getting new TSA started in the business. I want to talk to you about simple prospecting questions. We're going to go through this in depth when we go to, at the training. So I don't want to give all of it away right now, but so many of us have gotten involved in the business here. So many of us have gotten involved in the business so far, and many of you are working right now just through sheer excitement. Now, sheer excitement is great, and I want you to understand that sheer excitement is kind of like a warm bath. A warm bath the water doesn't stay hot forever. The only way it stays hot is you got to keep putting new hot water in there, but still at some point you're going to get numb to how warm it is, and it's just going to be normal for you. So I don't want to kill your excitement or anything now. Keep that excitement, but I do want you to have a little structure in terms of how you do things and the funnel in which you actually bring some of your people, okay? Funneling your people through. Right now, when you bring a new person into the business, you got to remember, here's what takes place, okay? the new person that comes in, they've got a 72-hour window before their excitement dies. I call it the 72-hour glass. The 72-hour glass. They've got 3 days, okay? Now, they're not going to be as excited as you are normally. They're not going to be as excited as you are on a normal basis 3 days later. Why? Here's what takes place no matter who you are when you get involved in the business for the first time. Your first time in network marketing, or second or third time, or if you haven't succeeded, what happens is people get involved, and now we turn that hourglass over, and all of those crystals or all of those grains of sand that's up there, okay, all of those grains of sand are nothing more than what we call belief, excitement, goals, the journey, freedom, all the positive things that they saw when they looked at those numbers and they saw the Zoom presentation, or they were at the freedom party, a travel party, or whatever it is that you have, a travel mixer, your freedom mixers, whatever you're going to call them. But remember, once that meeting is over and they go home, those grains of sand start to go to the bottom until more excitement is put in. And so you've got an opportunity. What you've got to do is you've got a responsibility to provide and to protect. To provide and to protect. You've got to provide that brand new TSA with the proper information. Okay, you got to provide them with the proper information that's going to allow them to renew their excitement every single day. Every day. Your goal is to keep them in 3 days at a time, not a year at a time. Don't listen to them when they say, I'm going to be here a year from now. I want you to remember this: believe in the people, but just don't believe them. I only believe what I see in the printout. The proof is in the printout. The proof is not in the words. Okay. And so a lot of people will tell me, hey, I'm going to be the biggest this and I'm going to wonderful. I believe in you. I know you can. But in my mind, I'm just saying I believe in them, but I don't believe them yet. And what my job is, because if I believe them, I stop doing what I've got to do because I figure they got it. They don't have it. So what I've got to do is I've got to provide them with the proper information that's going to allow them to renew their belief. And then I've got to protect them from the elements that will cause them to self-sabotage. Typically, it's going to be themselves and their home environment. Why? Because sometimes if Tarzan gets excited, but he doesn't tell Jane, and Jane didn't see the presentation, Jane's gonna talk him out of it. I had a guy who's a very big networker already, who said, hey man, I'm so ready to do this. Holton, I'm gonna sponsor 100 people my first month. But his Jane, I believe, talked him out of it already. Okay. And this is in 24 hours. Okay. Jane talked him out of it. And so I want you to just make sure that you provide them with the right atmosphere. This is why you want to promote them to get on the calls. This is why if there's a training call like this, get them on a training call so that they can actually be a part of this atmosphere and rebuild their belief. The other thing that you've got to do is you've got to walk them through how to get started so that they can start seeing evidence that the future is actually coming. When a person can't see the future coming, their belief starts to diminish. Their belief starts to diminish. So when I get a brand new person in, there's a few things that I go through with them, and I find out, number one, what are their goals? What is it that you want to accomplish? Okay, these are some of the questions that I'm going to ask. What is it that you want to accomplish? Don't take it for granted because you want to be a millionaire that your brand new person wants to become a millionaire. That's not necessarily what's going to happen. Maybe their goal is to just get 10 boomerang customers because they saw $3,000 income presented in the meeting, and they've been sitting there, and they didn't tell you this, but in their mind, they're thinking, man, last year, if I would have had 3,000 extra, I could have actually paid my taxes on time. You don't know what their why is. So maybe your why is a big home. Maybe your why is to pay off your mortgage right now and pay off all your car loans or credit cards. But maybe their why right now is, man, you know, my little Johnny, man, he really wants to play. He wants to take tennis lessons. And how many of you know tennis ain't cheap? But she's saying that, you know what, if I can get me 20 boomerang customers, that's about $6,000 a year. Tennis lessons for little Johnny is $125 a lesson. And that's one lesson per week. So that's 125, 4 lessons per month. That's $500 a month, 12 months, that's $6,000. I found a way to get little Johnny through tennis. And maybe little Johnny becomes, you know, the next Arthur Ashe or the next Pete Sampras or the next, you know, what's the boy name? The RF guy. I just know his hat by RF. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the Swiss guy. Okay. I don't know why I can't think of his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Or maybe little, you know, she wants to be the next Serena or the next Venus or the next, you know, whoever it is out there. Okay. Chris Everett Lloyd or whoever it is. And so I want you starting to think, and you've got to meet people where they are. Okay, meet people where they are. All right. I see somebody says they're 30,000 feet in the air listening. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, meet people where they. Roger Federer. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so meet people where they are, not where you are. Remember, don't treat people the way you want to be treated. Treat them the way they want to be treated. If you've got $1 million dream, then you want me to talk to you like becoming a millionaire. That means I'm not going to let you make excuses. That means when you come to me and you talk to me about $1 million challenges, I'm not going to give you $100,000 solutions. And see, $100,000 solutions and $1 million solutions are different solutions. Matter of fact, the more money you make, the shorter my conversations are, because I can get direct and right to the point. The less money you want to make, the longer the conversations are going to be, because I have to preface things. I've got to set the stage to explain to you why. But the people who come to me says, HB, listen, I want to be one of these. I want to be one of these travel industry a boomerang millionaire. I'm not going to sit down and tell you what to do with your tickets. Okay. You know, I had a guy, this was before, a long time ago in another opportunity, and he bought some tickets and he had 5 tickets left over. What do I do with these tickets? Hold on for a second. Aren't you in my millionaire training camp? Yeah. Okay. Ketchup and mayonnaise. He says, what do you mean? Ketchup and mayonnaise, make a sandwich out of them, eat them, do whatever you want to do with them. But that's not a million. Millionaires don't come to me asking those questions. And again, I'm not referring back to the person. I'm not downing the person I'm just using that as an example. Okay. And so I want you to understand, you treat people the way that they want to be treated. So find out what it is that they want. And because this business is nothing more than a vehicle, it's a tool to assist people in getting what it is that they want, not getting what it is that you want. When people see that all you're thinking about are your goals, and your goals are not built through them, but from them, trust me, they may stay in the business, but they're not going to trust you. They're not going to connect to you. This is why I don't worry about competition. This is why when people come to me and say, well, there's another company and they give boomerangs unlimited, let them do it. They can start everybody off with 1 million boomerangs. But what you're not going to get is the value of a culture of ownership and leadership. And so if your value is in the boomerangs or the number, well, that's probably where they should be. Okay. And so what I do know, and the same thing I said on that training that I mentioned from the beginning, is everybody tries to out product me. Everybody tries to out comp plan me. Everybody tries to outskill me. But what I don't allow is for somebody to outfriend me. Okay? I don't allow somebody to outfriend me, because when you can be very sincere and the accomplishment of your people's dream, that's when magic starts to happen. That's when magic starts to happen. Okay? So I've got real big goals and I've got real big dreams that I've got. And the reason that we are attracting so many leaders is because at least my dream is big enough that, and I've hit a point before that people see that I've already accomplished, that they have a belief that he's going to accomplish this dream. But when he accomplishes this dream that is so big, the dream that I have, it can fit within inside his dream. Okay? It can fit within inside his dream. And so this doesn't mean that you go out and try to tell people your dream is to become a trillionaire when you haven't made your first 100,000. Because you still have to be congruent. You've got to be congruent with what it is that you're doing. This is why when people such as let's just say Jeff Bezos, who's the founder of Amazon, if he started a brand new project and a new company, he wouldn't have an issue with people wanting to invest. Why? Because look at what he's already done. And if he's starting a brand new project and he's got a big goal to become the world's first trillionaire, then guess what? You're going to have a lot of people who are millionaires saying, I would like to become a billionaire. Let me invest with him, because when he becomes a trillionaire, I can become a billionaire. And so this is how leadership actually works. And so I don't want, and I tell you this because I don't want you to get distracted if you are not being received by other top networkers. Sometimes you'll find people who've not made a lot of money. You have a contact, and your contact may be $1 million producer in network marketing. And that $1 million producer that you prospect, you may prospect them first. But that $1 million producer, you may find out, is sponsored by somebody else. And you're getting maybe a little upset thinking, well, I talked to them first. You did. But it's just that maybe at this moment, your dream and your accomplishments are not big enough for that person to attach themselves to you and say, your dream, I can accomplish my dream through this person. So what I want you to do is don't get bitter, get better. Don't get bitter, get better. It happened to me years ago as well. When I was just a little guy in the industry and hadn't accomplished much, what would happen is I talked to somebody because I met them and they exchanged phone numbers and we talked at meetings every now and then. I took that as, well, I got their phone number, I'm gonna prospect them. And they come to the meeting and I let them know about the opportunity. They didn't know about it before. And next thing you know, they signed up with somebody else. At that time, the first time I got bitter. But what I said is I set a goal that I will never, ever, ever again be in a position where as a person doesn't see my example and the fruit on my tree, that they don't want to be sponsored with me or by me. Okay? So you're gonna have a lot of that's going on. At the same time, and guys, you know me, I'm all over the place. At the same time, I want you to build with integrity. We don't do this cross-line stuff. Guys, I just tell you that is just my pet peeve. I see someone who's in somebody's organization. And then what I'm doing is I'm actually trying to poach them or trying to get them to switch teams, okay? That's one of the biggest ways to have our entire team not want to, wrap our arms around you and bring you into the leadership, okay? Nobody's gonna be perfect, But what we can do is we can do things so that people feel comfortable coming to the culture that we're going to build here. All right. And so if somebody's in the business, man, give them a big high five, congratulate them, and let them know you're here to support them. But do not ever try to lure them to switch teams. Okay. Don't ever do that. All right. Because that lacks integrity. It's not what boomerang, that's not the boomerang principle here. You're giving bad energy, and it's going to come back, and that boomerang is going to hit you right in the head and knock you out of the business. All right. So just giving you stuff like that. So you make sure that you provide and you protect, and you give people, you give people the system or the energy or the conversation based on what their goals are. All right. Based on what their goals are. Now, the second thing that you do once you've done that is that you've got to get them started properly. Number one, here's what you've got to do. Getting them started properly has a lot to do with first of all, when you ask them why they're in the business, you establish their why. I spoke with someone texted me yesterday, and they told me their why. And I didn't know who their name was. And I said, what is your name? And she told me, why did I want to know her name? Because I wrote it down, because every time she calls my phone, in my mind, I'm going to answer thinking of how can I help her put 6,000 people in her group, and how can I help her get out of debt? Why? She told me that's what her goals were. And I said, put a date on it. So when she calls me, I know what I'm working for. I'm not working for me. I'm working for 6,000 people and for her to get out of debt. Guys, I can give you all the technical things, but this is how I win. This is how I've won. You can go on the internet and learn how to prospect. You don't need me to teach you how to ask somebody how to prospect. But I'm sharing with you how to really build a big business. This is why I tell people I am not the most skillful networker that I know. I don't have a big Rolodex. I don't know a lot of people. This is the truth. I do not know a lot of people. I don't have a big circle. I've got a small circle, and I've got a few close friends in that circle that we've known each other for like decades. Don't have a lot of new best friends. My friends, we've been friends for a long time, and my circle is small, but the way that I navigate through interactions with people is that I don't burn bridges. I had four friends call me back this week here. They thought that we had a problem because they left my business years ago. No, we don't have a problem. Man, I've been rooting for you. The only thing I don't want you to do, don't tear down my name, don't tear down my company, and don't try to steal people's dream. But I want you to go succeed. Just because you don't take my road doesn't mean that you're lost. Welcome them back with open arms. They're probably on the call today. They're going to be here at the event. They're going to build a big business, huge. I got a small circle, okay? And I've been able to make my business big with a small circle. You don't have to know the world, okay? But if you treat your small circle well, the world will get to know you. Promise you that, all right? So you get them started, you find out why they're here. The second thing, when you find out why that they're in the business, you get them all started by creating a list of names. So if a person tells me, you know what, I just want to earn an extra $6,000 per year, and I want to do it just through Boomerang, I'm not going to tell them, who are we going to do a meeting with? I got to listen to what they want. Okay, well, great. Here's what I want you to do. Who do you know? Who do you know? I always ask, who do you know that would love to travel and stay in 5-star resorts for 3-star prices for the rest of their life? Could you make me a list of 50 of those people? Okay, 50. Why do I say 50? The number 50 is because that's the number, the maximum number that a person receives immediately with the Founders Pack. I want them to get a list of 50. Out of a list of 50, here's what happens, okay? Out of a list of 50, you're not gonna have all 50. Why? When you call them, some of them are not gonna be available. When you call some of them, you won't even have a chance to talk to. You may not even have the correct email addresses with these people, all right? But out of 50 people, I know for a fact that you can get 20 people on Boomerang to actively use them. Specifically when I go and show you this back office here and how it works, okay? And so this is how you're gonna meet a person's goal. Now, if a person tells me, hey, listen, HB, right now I wanna get out of debt. How much debt do you have, or how much do you need to bring in to get rid of your debt? Person may say, well, listen, right now I've got a mortgage. That mortgage is $200,000 and I owe $200,000 left on my mortgage. I've got 2 car notes. And so right now I've got credit cards. So I'm about $300,000 in debt. I know they need more than 50 people. So here's what I'm going to tell them. I need you to put together a list of a starting list. Remember, stop telling people how easy it is to make money. It is simple. Network marketing will never be easy. Now I gotta backpedal a few steps. Okay. You know, like Big Pun says, lean back, lean back. I gotta backpedal. Why? This is the easiest I've ever seen. I'm just being candid. But just because it's the easiest I've ever seen doesn't make it easy. It is the easiest I've ever seen because people already do this and there's nothing to sell. So, but when a person tells me I've got 300,000 in debt, I'm going to let them know, so how soon do you want to eliminate that debt? I'd like to do it in 2 years. Okay, that means that they're looking to make $150,000 per year. At this level, I'm going to show them how to build a team and get customers. Okay, so to start, so here it is. I'm going to tell them, hey, listen, hey, Michelle, to start, I want you to put together a list of 100 individuals. I want you to make a list of 50 people that you know who you believe are open for opportunity, and make a list of 50 people that you know that you believe will be open to travel first 5-star resorts for 3-star prices. So there's 2 types of lists that I have them making. I have them making a Boomerang list, and I have them making a potential TSA list. Okay, a potential TSA list. So once I get that Boomerang and TSA list, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to set up some exposures. What do I mean by exposures? You want to do this immediately. When I get those 50, I'll say, Michelle, listen, there's an opportunity call that's coming up tomorrow or tonight. Who is your top 5 people that we can call right now, and that you can invite them to the call? We've got Tanya Mazel, who's going to be presenting tonight, and this lady is on fire. She is incredible. She explains the business in an amazing way. Who is it give me 5 of these top 50 that we can put on that call and call right now and get 5 people on that call? Okay. And so why? I'm not going to try to have her call off 50. I want to give her a simple task. Why? Remember, I've only got 72 hours. So what we do is I'll make sure she calls her top 5 people. What will I do? I will share with her what to say to the people. Real simple. Most importantly, what not to say. I don't like giving scripts. I like telling people what not to say, because in the very beginning, I want it to be natural. I want it to flow. Before, I would give people these scripts when they're brand new, and what would happen with these scripts is that they use these scripts and they sound like a machine. Hello, this is Michelle, and I was calling to find out if you are open for an opportunity that is outside of what you're currently earning money in. And I'm like, I see why they didn't come. Okay, you sound like you need the opportunity. I want it to be natural. Call them up, but don't say network marketing. Don't say, you will be good at this. Don't say, do me a favor. All right? Don't say those things. And so what I want you to do is I want you to, if I was calling up a buddy of mine, now I'm a little different. I say a lot of different stuff. I called up a guy. I didn't call him up. I texted him. He knows me. I texted him and I said, this is the big one. That's it. That's it. He called me back. He set up a few calls. He said, and I was on Zoom yesterday. I did about eight, I did about 12 presentations yesterday. 8 of them were on Zoom. Okay. And so he called me back. This is the big one. I can do that because he knows I've never called him. But with some of you, you're going to call your friend, one of your best friends. Girl, listen. What are you doing at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time? Well, what's going on? Girl, listen. I can't explain the details right now. All I know is on my next vacation and the next 5 vacations, I've calculated a $3,000 savings, and I'm taking that money going to the mall. You know those lubricants I was looking for? I'm going to get the lubricants, and I'm getting me one of those Louis Vuitton bags. What are you doing? Listen, here's a phone number. I've got a girl named Tanya Mazet. She's going to show you how to do the exact same thing I'm doing. Listen, there's limited number of people that can be on this particular Zoom. I want to get you on this call right away. See, that's natural. That's real. That's if you've got that type of relationship with your top 5. Stop trying to be this professional business person like I used to be. I'm telling all the mistakes I made. I look back at some of the dumb stuff I did. I'm like, I see why in 7 years I only had 49 people in my group, because I had a person live right next door. I'm telling you guys, we was in this apartment. We opened my door and I see their door right there. I finally get a chance to do a presentation for my neighbor. I dressed up in a suit. I took my board and easel. I had a suit and a tie on, and we left out of our door, walked across to theirs, and I start introducing myself because that's what I heard the speaker do. And I start telling my background. They knew who I was, but I was just robot because I didn't know how to think. I only knew what to think. And I knew what to think because I would see what they did, but not understanding why they did it. And those people probably looked at me like, who is this guy? I've been living next to this fool for 12 months. He comes over here and gets sugar in his boxers. Now he coming over here in a suit with a board and easel, and what's going on? And that's really how I did it, because I was just zoned in on what to do, but not how to package and use common sense, okay? So once you go ahead and get their top 5 people on the Zoom, okay? And then what you do is you let them know. Once we get them on this call, what I want you to do is call me back, okay? Call me back and let me talk to them. Don't try to answer their questions. So you let them know, hey, listen, once we get these top 5 people on the call, at the end of the call, they're gonna call you back with questions. Matter of fact, you text them and say, listen, okay? I got quite a lot of stuff that I'm doing, but I've got someone who will answer your questions for you right now. And then you do the 3-way call. We're going to train you on this a little bit later on. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to set up either some freedom parties, travel parties, or you're going to consistently set up a Zoom meeting, whatever it is. So you've got to have a plan for their list of people. All right. You want to set something up immediately, same day. Don't think, well, I got to give them 3 days. I can tell you right now, if Chanel or Louis Vuitton or whoever it was called them and say, listen, it's 7:30 right now. The mall closes at 9. We're calling you because we got an 80% off sale. And it's going to end in an hour and a half. Trust me, they'll be right there at the store. So stop thinking people need 3 days in advance. They don't need, for their freedom? You need 3 days to find your solution that you couldn't find all last year. You were $3,000 short on taxes after 365 days of working on a schedule. And so you now need to schedule a way. You need 3 days to find out how to bridge that gap. No, I've never played into, well, they need 3 days. I call people, listen, I get people on the call while the call is going on. My mind will be going and I'll think of something. Hey, listen, guys, listen, there's a call going on. Jump on this call right now. I'll three-way you in if I need to. So you gotta have a sense of urgency when you're dealing with people. And so you gotta have a plan for their success. The main thing is have a plan for their success. Find out what they want. When you find out what they want, have a solution. Remember, your income will be in direct proportion to the number of solutions that you find for people. All right? The number of solutions. Stop being the problem and be the solution. So when I find a person has an issue, I'm the solution guy. I don't run from problems. When people have, and I hate using the word problem, but here's what I do. See, a lot of people have big issues. You know what? I raise my hand, bring them to me. Bring them to me. Don't bring me small issues. I don't want one of those one comma check issues. Bring me billion-dollar issues, multi-million-dollar issues. So when there's big issues, I raise my hand. Come to me, please. I'll solve it. Why? I know when I solve multi-million-dollar issues, I know what the boomerang concept is, that the multi-million-dollar income comes in. Stop trying to solve $100 problems, but begging for $1 million income. It doesn't work that way. Solve enough, but what you can do is you can solve hundreds of small people's problems, and it adds up to be big income. Okay, so you can do that. So when you look at it, did Bill Gates solve a lot of big issues or small issues? In the beginning, he solved millions of people's small issues. He brought the world together so that we can see the entire world on one computer screen. And that was a lot of small people that he watched. Okay. And so, and I mean, a lot of small people that he solved issues for. And then when he got the money, then he started solving big issues. He started campaigning for people to give away all of their wealth. So start small. But once you start having a group, you've got to elevate and you've got to start solving a little bit bigger issues. I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. So you solve their issues, have a plan for their future. You have a plan for their first 3 days, have a plan for their first 30 days. That's your job as a sponsor. So you plan out their first 30 days. Their first 3 days, you get them, you build their list. And then you get them registered for the next event. Get them registered for the next event. Here's what I want you to understand. Some people say, wow, all I have to do is just stay behind my computer and I'm going to build me a real big business. Doesn't work that way. Can't find me a company that is all built online, that the top earner keeps the same income and increases year after year after year after year after year. Doesn't happen, won't happen, never going to be that way. Don't think that the internet is going to replace relationships. Doesn't happen. For some people it has. They think that the friends is the number of people that's on their Facebook that says how many friends. No, doesn't happen. Guys, this is belly to belly. You use internet to bridge the gap, to compress time frames. People don't make a major decision to build a business from a conference call. I'm on a conference call listening in. You know what? I just decided. What I heard was so great. I've changed my entire picture, Mary, and we gonna be multimillionaires. No, I'm telling you guys, I've been doing this for 28 years. It happens at events. It happens when you come and I promise you, we're going to have rooms. Here's what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it 2 years. We'll have rooms. We'll have 50,000 people in events. I'm giving it 2 years, not 20 years like it normally takes, 2 years. And even the small ones that we'll have, the first event that we're going to do, it's going to be in September. That's going to be our first convention. We've already planned this stuff. First convention. So Labor Day weekend, don't make any plans. We've already made plans for you. We're going to have major event. Can't tell you where it's at right now because some of you are going to go try to book out all the hotels. And, but you're going to see people walk across the stage and you're going to see people come up there and tell their story. And you're going to hear and connect with people who are just like you. And you'll sit back in your seat and maybe you're way back in the nosebleed section. And you're going to look up there and you're going to see them on that huge screen that we're going to have. And you're going to watch the tears come down their eyes. And you're going to watch how sincere they are. You're going to watch their belief and you're going to hear their story about how much in debt they were. And you're going to hear their story about maybe they were on the brink of getting a divorce. Or you're going to hear their story about they just lost their job and they just had this and they just had that. And here's where they were. They had all the money that they wanted, but they weren't happy. They weren't fulfilled. Whatever that story was, you're going to hear that. But what you're going to hear when the tears roll down their eyes is you're going to hear the victory speech. And you're going to hear them talk about how these people, not the business, these people, the culture that's here. They won't say the culture, but they'll say how these people, what they learned through this system and how it brought their family back together and how, and you'll see them on stage with their mortgage and we'll together rip it up because they made the final payment. And you'll see them, you know, whatever their story is going and see that's when people lock in. You don't lock in over a Zoom call. You don't lock in the business over a conference call. You don't lock in over a text message. You're not going to lock in over your mobile phone. No, we utilize that to disseminate information like we're doing now. You lock in at events. And if you ever want to build a real big business, yes, guys, here, I'll share this with you and I'll get to this little overview I want to give you real quick. Many of you are familiar with my very first company, Amway. I use the name because you'll never hear me say anything negative about it. I'll give you facts. Facts are that from a compensation plan, they're probably one of the lowest paying companies out there in terms of percentages. Why are they the biggest? They don't sell cool products. They don't sell sexy products. They don't sell things. Nobody, hey, listen, I'm going to go sell laundry detergent. Hey, do you want to sell some too? That's not as cool as, hey, listen, would you like to stay in 5-star resorts for 3-star prices? It's difficult to recruit. Everybody's known. Why are they still up there in the $8, $9, $10 billion arena? The events, they lock people in. When I was there, you couldn't cut me out with a chainsaw because it was the people, okay? And so if you're coming to this event, don't come by yourself, bring your spouse. Why? There's nothing worse than coming to an event. Again, Tarzan comes to the event or Jane comes to the event. Tarzan stays home. I don't believe in them pyramid schemes and that travel stuff and all that money, that brainwashing that HB's doing. I heard him on that call. You go to the event, Jane goes to the event. She gets all fired up. She makes a decision. She comes back home and here's Tarzan. Are you rich yet? Huh? When you gonna tear up this mortgage I heard him talking about? And what happens is he deflates her. And here she was here, and here he was here, not equal. Bring him, let him know. Say, you know what, Tarzan, you know, honey, I was just thinking, you're the smartest man that I know. And this, you know, I'm a little curious about whether this information is real. Could you come and just check HB out? Because I want you to determine what before I really dig so deep in, come tell me whether what you think HB is talking about is real, whether we can do this. Because I don't trust anybody better than you. You're one of the smartest people I know. Could you just come with me? Oh, sure, I'll come. And here he's gonna come. All negative, right? You're gonna bring Tarzan in there, right? Okay. Got my wife over here laughing. She's laughing at me. And he's going to walk in there looking all, he's going to be so negative, you know, he's going to come in there like this, arms all folded. And all we're going to do is throw that love on him. All we're going to do is pour that love on him. We're going to pour stories on him. We're going to pour so many people on him and information on him. And here's what he's gonna do. His face is gonna be all, shriveled up like a prune at first, right? And then he's gonna be from back here, and he's gonna, put one of them arms down like that, and put the other arm down like that, and he's gonna lean up a little bit, and see, when they do this right here, got him, done, he's in. And then what's gonna happen is he's gonna look over at Jane and say, now when is our next travel meeting that that's what happens. So this is why you got to bring Tarzan, okay? This is why you got to make sure Jane comes as well, because if Jane is just as bad, now Jane can steal your dream as well, okay? Jane, I saw you spent the $1,000 on first class, but I got to fly over here, but I'm flying coach, and you over here flying first class with Mr. Buggs. See, all of those, you know what I'm talking about. So you make sure you bring Jane, make sure you bring Tarzan as well. And when we do these big excursions and stuff like that, guys, we want you to bring your whole family, bring your kids, if your cats and dogs, if they can come too, if they permit them, you can bring them too, all right? So, but anyway, guys, that's what you do. That's how you provide and protect. So that's why you get them registered for the next event. So find out their why, find a solution for them, and then get them their first customers. Make sure that you get some people on a call for them, set up some travel or freedom parties for them, or conference calls. And then what you do is take them through the process as well of registering for the next event. So here's what's happening. We've got the next event coming up on March the 9th, okay, March the 9th. Remember, at midnight tonight, ticket prices will go up to $60, $59 tonight, I call it 60 bucks. And right now they're $39.95 or $39.95, and they were supposed to be $49, but we just had a communication breakdown when we posted $39, no problem. So what I want to do right now is I want to give you guys just a little simple tour that I want to give you right now of the back office, the product that you're selling. I told you I would do that. And so that's what I am going to do right now. So kind of show you what it looks like, because people have been saying, I don't even know what it looks like. Are these savings for real? The savings are for real. So let me move this out of the background here.
HB?
Yes.
Do you have a login? Because if not, I have one to walk through for people.
No, I'm talking about the travel site.
Okay. All right, cool.
Okay. You're talking about the new back off. I mean, that's what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Is it ready?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I tell you what, you know what? Let's do this, guys. Let's do something fun here real quick. Let me walk. Man, I've been on a little too long here. I got to hurry up and get off here. Let me show them how. They don't have this. So let me take them through this here. Let me take them through this here. I got some good information. Okay. Here's what we got here, guys. Here's what we got. All right, I'm gonna walk you through this real quick. And now I know some of you got to go to church, or some of you got to go to football games, whatever. I know you got to go, but just take your cell phone, put the earbuds in your ear, listen. HB is a little long-winded. So here's what happens. Now, what you're going to see is when you take people, you're going to take them to a site. It's going to look like this. This is just a demo site, but it's going to be almost exactly the same. It's not going to say this up here, okay? It's going to have something different up here in terms of the logo. Your customers and your distributors are required to have a login site so that we can offer these prices. It's a real simple login, looks like this. So I just keep mine like that, and I just sign right on in, bam. So watch what happens here. Okay, now, so when they log in, here's what takes place. Let me put this over here. What takes place is you'll now see the total member savings that's here right now. And guys, here's what's going to happen. This number is going to be in the billions because we're here now. It's going to be, guys, listen, we're about to blow this thing off the map, okay? We're going to blow this off the map. So what's taking place is you're going to walk in. As soon as they come in, they're going to see specific cities or countries that already is recognized. Now, how we're going to have this, it's going to be artificial intelligence recognized in the future. I'll tell you about the vision plan when you come here on March the 9th. Woodlands Marriott, get your tickets on the website. Now, So you can put in any city or whatever it is. So somebody here on Facebook Live or somebody in the comments, give me a city or a state that you would like me to look up, or a country, and I'll show you how the website works. Somebody put something in, and T. Gray, if you don't mind, come on and just tell me what you see there, if somebody responds.
You got it. Italy. I got Italy.
Italy. All right, we got Italy. All right, so we're going to go to Italy. Let's go to Rome. What about Rome, Italy? All right, so we go to Rome, Italy. I'm just going to arbitrarily choose a date, or not, tell you, somebody else, give me a date.
Give me a date.
Give me a date, because I don't want you to think I'm pre-packaging all of these stuff.
Somebody said September 1st.
September 1st. Let's go to September. Boom, September 1st, and we're going to stay in Italy for an entire week. Let's see what comes up. Let's see what hotels we have. Let's see if HB is telling the truth. Let's see if there's really some savings. If you notice, this is a real booking engine, and it's searching. As a matter of fact, when you go to book, you're only going to have 10 minutes to book. Why? Because it's live. Prices could change within that 10 minutes. So you have 10 minutes to complete it. Prices could go down or go up. So here we go. So T. Gray, get me a couple more. Get me some from Facebook. Get me some from the Zoom here. I'll do about 2 or 3 of them for them real quick.
Okay, cool.
It's going to search, and when it finishes, I'm going to see if I can have this thing programmed to say boom when it finishes. All right. Here we go. Boom! There we go. We got a list of 3,281 hotels right now in Rome, Italy. The first one is coming up 77% off. The way that we have it right now is I have it set to show the highest percentage right now. The highest percentage is the way I have it set. I can actually go and say, I want the highest rating. So if I want to only stay at 5-star hotels, boom, I click ratings, all my 5-star hotels show up. So if you take a look at this one here, let's go back to the biggest dollar savings. Our default is biggest dollar savings, best percent savings, I'm sorry. Why? Because when customers go, we want them to see where the biggest discount is. Guys, listen, one whole week. Now, this is in Rome. This is a 3-star hotel, but the normal price is $1,016. Our price is $236. Hello, can somebody say boom? Now,
boom.
When you look at everybody else here, this is what their price is at the lowest price for that week. Now, look, so you say, well, oh, that's a 3-star. What about 4-star? All right, you got $35 a night here. Oh, the Oli Hotel, $885 a night, discounted $590. You got $295. Guys, can I get some love over here for these prices? Come on, guys, we working hard for the money over here, right? Show a brother some love. There you go for these prices over here. Now, so let's go back to 5-star hotels, because we said, would you like to stay at 5-star resorts for 3-star prices? Boom, here we go. Over here, 52% off 5-star hotel over here at the Hasler. I don't know where the Hasler is. It's for that week, it's normally $7,460. Our price for the week is $3,583, $3,877 off. Boom! Now here's what happens. When your customer takes this vacation and they stay a week, they're not going to see $3,877 savings. They're going to see about $1,900 savings. And when they see $1,900, you get half. You get half, and I ain't talking about a divorce. You get half, yeah. Okay? So
hey, see, that's $969 on this one. $969.25. $969.
$969.25. Can somebody write boom in the chat there? Okay. Hotel Lloyd Byron, 29% off, 25% off over here. Guys, these are all 5-stars. If I just stuck with the regular ones, these percentages are absolutely crazy. Give me another city, somebody. Give me another one.
You got Australia, Sydney, Australia, May 1st through 7th.
Sydney, Australia. Sydney, Australia, May 1st through when?
7th.
May 1st through the 7th. May 1st through May 7th. There we go. Let's see what we got in Sydney, Australia. I'm getting fired up. I'm about ready to go to Italy.
HB,
Yeah.
Tanya Mazel is texting me from her flight. She's 30,000 feet up in the air watching this training. And she said to tell you, you're trying to be proper. It's not Italy, it's Italy.
It's Italy. Well, hey, listen, Tanya, listen. You can't see me right now, but I'm doing the eye thing. We're here, that Martin thing, you know. So we here. You know I got you. All right. Now, here we go. 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars in Sydney, Australia. This hotel here, public price $1,150. So I'm gonna be a little, I'm gonna go a little bit to $1,150. For some of us proper, it's $1,150. Okay, and it's $492 savings. But for Tanya, $1,150 is what the normal cost is. Our price, $657, $99 per night. Over here, 31% off at the Westin 4.5 star, the Westin Hotel over here, $378 off, $548 off. Guys, it's just off.
Bro, that's the Four Seasons. That was $548 off just now. The Four Seasons.
Four Seasons 5-star, and it's $548 off for 1 week in Sydney, Australia. And y'all know Sydney's not cheap. Give me one more, and then I'm gonna go to rental cars here real quick.
So somebody wants to go to South Africa.
Uh-oh, South Africa. Where in South Africa?
And they said Cape Town.
Cape Town. Let's do Cape Town.
Cape Town, South Africa. They didn't give me dates though, so you just had to grab some dates.
I'll use the same dates that we had on the last one here. Cape Town. Let's do Cape Town. Let's see what we got in Cape Town. Uh-oh. What happened? I had something here. We were all right, let's see here.
There it is, first one.
No, let me refresh it. Let me just put a different date in there and just see what happens here. Computer's getting all fired up. That's what it is. All right, hold on. Let me go back and redo it and put in Cape Town the way it should have been. South Africa. All right. So let me go back. Maybe I can't book out that far in advance. So let me just see here. Boom.
If you can't do Cape Town, somebody else wants to go to Barcelona. If it doesn't come out.
Cape Town. I got Cape Town in here. There we go. Cape Town it is. 3.5 stars, starting off already. 50% off or 50% off. So we got $1,555, discounted $773. So every time I look in this column, I cut the number in half and then cut that in half and say, that's what my check is going to be when I get a customer to use it. Over here, 5 stars, $1,135 discounted. We click here, it tells us what the price is of everybody else. Agoda is $33.21. Everybody else is $33.16, except over here, Countdown for Freedom, $2,181. Okay, so now let's go to rental cars here real quick. Okay, I had a buddy of mine yesterday who was going to Dominican Republic. I blew his mind and I blew my top off, like off. Off. I'm gonna put it in here again. He was going to Punta Cana, and but he was flying into there we go. And I forgot when he was going, but he's going. I'm gonna pick it up there, and let's just say that pick up here, and it was going to be he was going for 2 weeks, but I'm gonna put it for just a week. And let's just see here what rental cars come back as. When I saw this, I'm like, maybe we have an error. All right. Because yesterday, I forgot what those days were. I promise you, it was $5 per day. $5 per day yesterday. Here, $28 a day is as cheap is on this one here. So we've got the great discounts on rental cars as well. anywhere you want to go. You can pick them up anywhere you want to pick them up. But let me just go here, for example, I'm going to Tampa, Florida. Guys, I'm going to be in Tampa, Florida, by the way, on this coming Monday. We'll publish exactly where that's going to be. And you can send people there. Doing a public meeting for the first time. This meeting was really for my family and friends back in Tampa. I have never started a business and went to get them launched and started, but now I am. $22 a day is what I have these rental cars for here, which is pretty cool. Normally I've seen between 20 and 35% discount. Yesterday, I promise you $5 per day, $8 per day, $7 per day. It was crazy what we saw. Last one I want to show you here real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and end this call here. Give me 1 second here. I'm dropping my audience over here. I don't want to drop my audience. I'm going to show you this right here on the website. I'm going to show you home. There's no discounts on flights, but we have the flights. I'll show you the homes. Okay, so let's just say that you want to take one of these homes. In this section here, we've got over 400,000 additional homes that we just added in February, 400,000 additional that we added in February. And these are homes that are some of them are multi-million-dollar homes. Many of them are. Some of them come with concierge, all kind of stuff. So for example, I can choose one. Let me just click here. I'm going to click there, and we can choose a place that somebody wants to go. And I'll choose, let's choose busy dates. Okay, this is in Florida, so let's choose spring break time. When is spring break? May time, right? In April, May? Yeah, I'm gonna choose this here. Let's choose this date here. I chose a week. Boom, here we go. Look at the prices. If you go to VRBO, if you go to HomeAway, if you go to Luxury Retreats or Airbnb, they want $2,687 per night. Over here, we want $2,497 a night. We're saving you $1,139, but you only get homes with the first class package. Now, people are asking, do my Boomerang customers get access to this? Yes, they do. They get the 50% of those savings, but you don't get this, okay? If you get it, you only access it through your Boomerang site, which means you don't get the whole savings. You don't get $1,139 off, all right? So this is why the homes is so big, guys, because when you want to do vacation packages and stuff like that, you want the homes, you want the weeks. I'm going to show you something here. All right, here's the thing. I'm going to put out a question here, and I got something somebody's going to win if you can guess the price here. Okay, I shouldn't do this because some of you probably have seen it already, and I don't know if you've seen it because I know who you know. I'm going to say a five-star resort, 5-star, not 4-star, 5-star 2-bedroom condo, 5-star resort. 1 whole week. I want you to guess what the price is. If you can guess the price exactly, I got something for you from the Boom Boom Room. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Hey, T. Gray, I don't even know if I showed, I think I did. I put this one in the chat. So some of you out there in my chat, don't be responding acting slick because I know who you are.
Which one is this?
No, I'm gonna let the people see it. Let me go to.
I know which one you're talking about.
You know which one I'm talking about, right? I'm going to show them. Right.
I don't think they're ready for that.
They're not ready for it. 8,000. Richard says 8,515. 1 week. 1 week. Now, Richard, that's all 8,500 for 1 week at a 5-star. Come on, bro. 5-star. 5-star. Right? Come on. Somebody says 2,007. Somebody says $1,200. 5-star, ladies and gentlemen. 5-star. All right, tell you what, no more guessing.
You got Fiona on Facebook said 7,000.
I'm going to show it to him. Boom! 5-star resort, $114 for the week. Boom.
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness. Guys, listen, I've never had this much fun. I know some of you probably.
Bro, that's New Year's.
We need a politically correct CEO, somebody who doesn't have his, I'm sorry, guys. You may have to go work for Expedia or somebody, but I can tell you right now, we got the Southwest Airlines philosophy going on over here. This is how it's going to be. Somebody said 10 grand. Try $114, $17 per night. Guess when it is? It is going to be on New Year's weekend where everybody is expensive. This is from September the 28th, December 28th through January the 4th of 2019. $114. This is the weeks program. There's 3 weeks available for this. So if you want to
HP, Peter Hirsch said with that price, you don't need luggage. You can buy all new stuff when you get there.
Exactly. You don't even need luggage. Okay. So guys, it's amazing what we've got. But I want to finish up here just with a couple things and just talk to you about a couple things that we've got real quick. Number one, people are asking certain questions and they're saying questions like, well, with these boomerangs, how do you talk about 1,000 customers without, with only having maximum 50 boomerangs? I want you to trust us, okay? So here's what I'm going to give you a little bit more insight as to why that won't be an issue for you, and then we'll close out here. Now, what we're doing is that we've got to put a certain value to boomerangs, or else you will actually damage the model, because you don't want to have unlimited boomerangs, and you'll have some people who are good at the internet and they'll go spam 1 million people, and all of them will be your people. They'll go on Instagram and Facebook and spam everybody, and everybody will be like, oh, I saw that scam. I saw that scam, and that scam is not what I'm a part. I don't want to be a part of that. That's probably some little scam. And they'll ruin the opportunity. So what we're doing is that we're going to do what we call behavior reward system. That means that most companies punish you for bad behavior. What we're doing is putting a system in place that rewards you for good behavior. So instead of rewarding you for pain, correcting you for pain, we'll reward you for good behavior. What do we mean? So we're putting a system together that says, hey, listen, every time you sponsor 2 people, we're going to give you a certain number of boomerangs. Every time you register for a convention or a major event, we're going to give you boomerangs. For every person that you have registered at an event, not this one here coming, we're going to give you boomerangs. For every time you go through the ranks, we're going to give you extra boomerangs. Okay. When you've got a great compliance organization, which means that we'll run a model and say, okay, here's somebody who's a sapphire. We notice that you in your organization, you have less than 1% chargebacks. Here, we're going to reward you with boomerangs. You're running a clean business. We're going to look and see, okay, well, this group right here, you brought 6 new legs of business to the event. We're going to give you a lot of boomerangs. So everything that we want performed in the company, we're going to reward you for it. So you'll be able, we don't want you to have to buy them. We're going to sell them. We'll sell them as well. But we don't want you to have to buy them. We want you to earn them through great behavior. And that's how people will be able to get boomerangs after boomerangs so that you can get more customers. And if you exceed your behavior limit and you still need more, we'll have them in bundles for people to also get as well. So there's a lot of creative things that we're doing. Now, last part that I want to mention is this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be transitioning to a new website that you'll be able to manage your enrollments a lot better. Through our pre-launch, we've got thousands of people that have already launched in the business. We're going to blow 10,000 people away. I figured we'd do it, and we will. But remember, guys, launching is a challenge. And I told you that last week. We're going to make mistakes, but we won't continue to make the same mistakes. We've made so many improvements to our enrollment process. And now we've actually done something that we didn't even plan to do. We were planning to only be with this same pre-launch website until a while from now. I mean, until months. But we've given you now a website that will be able to manage a little bit. This is not our final website. This is just still a pre-launch business manager. But hats off to our IT team, guys. They sleep maybe 2 hours per day only, if that. So what I'm telling you is that through the process, what we want you to do is we want you to take leadership and manage expectations. And so if you've got distributors or TSAs that are a little, don't understand because maybe they haven't been on calls, take the liberty of letting them know, listen, here's what you're going to go through in pre-launch. I can tell you when Amazon first launched, packages weren't being delivered properly. I can tell you right now, a lot of stuff was bad. Look at them today. Nobody remembers Amazon in the very beginning. When my last business, the last business that I launched, I can tell you right now, we were out of coffee for 45 days. All right. I can tell you we're not going to be out of hotels. We're not going to run out of inventory. But I didn't care about that. What I looked at is what is going to happen long term. All right. What's going to happen long term? So if you've been trying to enroll people and having challenges, so what? Okay, good thing that you've got some people to enroll. All right, I can tell you right now, we've got people right now who've been enrolling like crazy. Upgrades, people saying, well, I want to upgrade. Well, now you're going to have the ability to upgrade. Is that correct, T. Gray?
Yep, and I'm ready to do a 5-minute tour and show people how to get into that office now.
So to end this call, I'm gonna pass it over to T. Gray. He's gonna give you a 4.5-minute tour and give me the last 30 seconds to say goodbye to you.
You got it. All right, everybody. Let me. So what we did is we put together what we are calling the basic back office. Okay, so this is not full featured, but what it's going to allow you to do is to confirm all of your information. It's going to allow you to be able to upgrade, and it's going to allow you to be able to actually see the people that you have enrolled. So let me take you to it and show you guys exactly how to do this. Hold on one second, HP. Get the right screen up. Okay, here we go. All right. So we need to drop this in the chat. Somebody write this down, cloud.countdownforfreedom.com. I need some help from my teammates there in the chat. Let's cloud.countdownforfreedom.com. That's where you're going to go. And when you get here, you're going to put in the email address that you used when you signed up and click forget password. It's going to email you a link so that you can set your password and get inside. So again, plug in the email address that you used when you signed up, then click forget password. You'll get an email with the link and you'll be able to get in there. So let me show you what it's going to look like when you first get there. When you plug in your email address, you're going to get into this beautiful basic back office. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to ask you if you're a person who's coming over from IQ or if you're coming over from Traveris. If you are, plug in that ID here and it's going to confirm your information. If you're not, and if you don't know what those two things are, then you're not. Click skip. And the next thing it's going to do is it's going to give you the opportunity to get a special VIP first class offer and get 10 extra boomerangs. Here you go, HB. Boom, right? So, when you said that, I dropped in the chat, BTRT equals do the right thing equals more boomerangs. And so in this particular case, if you want 10 extra boomerangs right away, all you have to do is agree to let us charge your first class pack right away instead of waiting till March 11th. Okay, so if you agree to that, you get 10 extra boomerangs. And
hold on 1 second, T. Gray. And the purpose of that, guys, is not because we're running out of cash. No, there's a lot. Don't worry about that. The purpose of that is we just need to verify, because we have some people out there, oh wow, they're running out of money already. No, it will take a few decades to run out. But anyway, we're looking to make sure that we can verify everybody who's going to come to the to the founders party. And that's why we've got to run those. We can't wait till the 11th. The party's on the 9th. So that's why. Back to you, T. Gray.
Awesome. And that's right. So if you're coming to Houston, you're going to be able to go to that party. And for our daytime event, the big liftoff, the grand opening presentation and training you will get VIP seating if you do this too. So, for those of you who are going to do that, absolutely do that. And everybody, by the way, regardless of whether you're coming to Houston, we wanted to make it so that everybody could participate if they wanted to. So that's why no matter where you are, even if you're not coming, you can get the 10 extra boomerangs by opting into this. All right. If you're not, if you say count me in, it's going to take you through a process. If you say no thanks, then it wants to confirm the pack that you want. So we know that you picked the pack. We're asking you again, which pack do you want? Let's suppose you chose first class because that's the only way to fly. You're going to choose next. And then what it's going to do after that is it wants to confirm your credit card information. So now what I want to do is I want to show you what happens once you get past this, because it's not going to let me go any further without entering my credit card information. And I don't want you guys to try to go shopping on my credit card because, basically what I'm using these days is I'm using Holton's credit card. So I can put Holton's credit card in there. And if you want me to put Holton's credit card in there, go ahead and put Holton's credit card in there in the group.
We're going to
All right.
That's a way to get your boomerangs taken.
You're going to get your boomerangs taken. That's not doing the right thing. All right. So now let me go back and show you what it looks like once you get in. Okay. So now once you get in, after you've verified all your information, please do that, your credit card and all that stuff. You'll be in the basic back office, and this is where you can see. This is where you can see everything that's happening in your business. My dog's getting excited because they got a back office too. All right, so you'll be able to see how many standby enrollments you have, how many coach, business, and first class. Down here on the lower right-hand side, you'll be able to see what your current package is. So you might be on standby. It gives you the opportunity to upgrade right away. So if you choose coach, business class, or first, in this particular case, you can upgrade right now. You can upgrade yourself. HB, that's one of the biggest questions. Can I upgrade? Yes, you can. You can do it yourself. Now, the last thing I want to show you before I turn it back to HB is if you click on reports and you choose personally enrolled report, you will be able to see all of the people that you have personally enrolled. And as they get into their back office and they confirm their pack, the account status will change to the name of their pack. So you'll be able to see from here which pack they've got, whether it's coach class, first class, or business class. All right, so this again is your basic back office. It now gives you greater visibility into your business, and this will continue to evolve and improve. I want to say hats off to our tech team, HB, because this is something that really wasn't in the plan. We really hadn't planned to give any back office until March 11, but just to meet the needs of the business, the tech team went above and beyond. So very exciting times. Back to you, HB.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, T. Gray. Let me see if I can capture the screen here. Can I get it now?
Yep. And that's and everybody, again, that's cloud.countdownforfreedom.com. That's your back office.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so now am I screen sharing now or am I not? I don't want to.
Nope, it's all you.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hats off, as T. Gray said again, to our team and to everyone. Everybody's working around the clock to make sure that we get everything for you. So today, guys, this is a training. I appreciate all the feedback, all the love that everybody has given. Now, for our VIP party that will be taking place, remember, if you don't receive an email, all right, don't show up, please. All right. My dog, you heard him barking back there. He's going to bite everybody who doesn't have the wristband. Okay. And so we've already trained him on that, and he bites hard. All right. So don't show up thinking that you're going to be able to slide in and slip in. We don't operate that way. It's invitation only. If you didn't get an email from us, it's a special email. It just means that you didn't make that list. Okay. So that list now is pretty much full. That we have. We gave some people just some people received their personal invitation already. Most of the people who are like just staff of mine or something like that, but that's what that's going to be. So we're going to meet here at our country club. We're going to have a little small celebration at the country club. So everybody gets here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to shuttle everybody to my house because we can't have 250 people park. They may want to, you know, kick me out of the neighborhood. So we'll park right here at the country club. And the country club is like right across the water from my house. You won't have to walk across the water. We're going to shuttle you here to the house, and we'll be ready for that celebration. As you'll see on the invitation, the theme is Havana Nights. We're going to Cuba. We are going to Cuba. I've got one of my good friends who's from Cuba. We call him Honey. And so we're bringing it back to Cuba. So if you're invited, wear your Cuba outfit, your fedoras, whatever it is. It's going to be pretty cool. We have a professional, authentic cigar roller that's going to be here outside over there. For those of you who like to enjoy that, it's going to be incredible that we'll have that here. And then the VIP, we'll have our event the following day from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and we're changing the party time to 9 o'clock to midnight. Okay, so the founders party will be from 9 o'clock to midnight. And that's where you'll be able to be there from 9 o'clock to midnight. And that's going to be incredible as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had so much fun. Thank you again. Thank you so much for participating and helping me help so many people find their dream again. And that's what this is really all about. We have a lot of fun. It should be fun. It shouldn't be all serious business all the time. I think it's fun when you're making a difference in people's lives, and you can also earn money. But I think when you make a difference in people's lives and you go find solutions, you don't have to focus on the money because it always comes. That's why we have that principle of boomeranging. So with that, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I don't know all of you, but I can tell you right now, I can't wait to fall in love with you, your family, and can't wait to see you, shake your hand, give you a hug, give you a kiss, whatever it is that we do when we meet and we greet. And I can't wait for you to walk across our stage and tell your story. And until next time, we've got conference calls today and conference calls tomorrow. Make sure that you always go to the site and check for the information. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you hop aboard for this ride so we can see you on the beaches of the world. Goodbye, everybody.